Well, this is the Emerald Isle. This is the ship that will take us over to Beaver Island, and tomorrow we'll go on to Garden Island. They've already loaded some vehicles in it. It's a little after 7:30 and we're just waiting for our call to get on board. Here we are leaving the dock, towing a little skiff to get us onto the island.
I was trying to think of some different landing pads that we could use on 6" by 6" or foot by foot. Well, we can land it up here. Yeah.
Well, we've arrived at Garden Island. We're having lunch and getting ready to trek off to the north. So, beautiful day, supposed to rain in a few hours. We'll see what happens. Well, here we are set up near the DNR cabins on Garden Island. We hiked down to Pete Manitou's homestead today, came back in the rain and set up here in the rain, and now we're filtering a little water and getting ready for a little dinner. It's 6 o'clock, so we've had a good day, did a little over 10 miles I think. It was quite a nice afternoon. Well, here's a little tour of the inside of the DNR cabin. This is maintained primarily for use by the research groups and DNR personnel, but it's also available for emergency use only. If someone is in dire straits, there is a place of haven of safety. We stepped on the porch here when we arrived. It was raining, and we're looking inside, but again, there's nothing here that would interest me. I've got a nicer tarp to sleep under outside. There are some emergency foods if needed. There are some bunks. It is stocked a little bit, but once again, it's an emergency shelter and for use by the DNR. This is a view from near the DNR cabins from Garden Island. That's little garden or little island out there. Water's pretty flat. It's about 6 o'clock on Sunday. We had some rain today, this afternoon, but it was a good day. Along the trail, out in the bushes, there's a metal frame structure, probably for a little hunting camp. It's right on the banks of the lake. A little clearing, a little trail. Pretty cool. We're at the Indian Burial Cemetery on Garden Island. A few of the old spirit houses are still here. We're going to stay pretty much on the pathway. We're not going to disturb anything as we go through here. There's over 3,500 burials on this island, and it's still one of the active native burial grounds. This is Key's resting place here. She was the lady that was doing the Indian research on the island. Okay, we're at the Settlers Cemetery now. Someone Larson, 1872 to 1923, and his wife Christina, 1867 to 1913. These are the only two stone markers in the Settlers Cemetery, though there should be about 30 in this area, somewhere right around here. Here we've spotted 5 vertical 1x2 markers in pretty much a row that go out through here, which I'm sure mark 5 more individuals that this is their final resting place right in here. And if you gotta be laid to rest, I guess you might as well be laid to rest in a beautiful place. Okay, we're over on the east side of the island near Boat Builders Clearing. We just came through Boat Builders Clearing and we came down here to the beach, had lunch. The flies must think I'm a delicacy, because boy, they are all over me. Either that or I just stink really bad. We'll have to take a little washing awake in a bit. Yeah, we're walking down the trail, and on the right hand side looks like a Native American wickiup. And another one, a little larger. Yeah, I think we've discovered Key's place here. Got a new latch on the door. We're gonna be respectful and leave everything alone and not even touch it. Some old metal piles around Key's here. Platforms here and there. I'm not sure what this would have been used for. It looks like shelves that they could have stored materials on. Another nice metal roofed building, not too awfully old. Has a makeshift stove inside, seating. It's definitely Key's place. Surrounded by some beautiful flowers. Some nice moss on the ground. A little rain collection for water. There is a solar panel on the roof. There is a new stainless chimney out the roof. It says, "This is my heart's home. If you are shipwrecked or starving to death, you are welcome to share whatever I have. If you are just out for fun, please leave equipment and supplies as you find them. I need them to save my life." Very fitting. We're at the beach area near Key's place here. What a beautiful spot. Yep. Well, we found 2 or 3 of these caches on the island. Probably somebody's hunting camp that they've, waiting for next season maybe. Or maybe they haven't been back here in 10 years. We don't know. But there's a whole bunch of folding chairs from one of the big box stores. And got enough fry pans and cooking equipment in here. Probably last you a good long time. This is actually part of the trail. This is some of the trails on this island that are not cleared. They're not marked. We're only traveling by an old GPS track on an old map. And it's getting us pretty close to where I think we want to go. We're heading for the beach. And I'm sure we'll be able to find the beach. Just maybe not where this trail ends on the beach. Well, we just came out of that trail right there. Came from the DNR cabin. That's a very unmaintained trail. Out onto the beach. But we made it. The wind feels good. Blows the bugs away. There's a storm coming our direction. We're probably going to get wet. But that ain't going to hurt anything. That's Beaver Island over there that you see through the screen of bugs. Most everybody's putting on all their rain stuff. I need a bath, so I'm going to stand in it. Well, it's water retrieval time, and Ed has volunteered to be the wet foot this time. We take turns rotating who wears the water shoes and goes out and dips somewhat clean water, and then we run it through a Sawyer squeeze and fill everybody's bags and bladders and water bottles, and then we're good for another day. Aaron's got a really nice fill system that he's made up here to fill the bladders, the dirty bladders with. We just unscrew the fill system and screw on a new bladder. Well, we bushwhacked our way through the island to the east side, I guess it is. Supposedly there was a couple trails we were standing right on according to the GPS. Back and forth across them 3 or 4 times and never could pick them out. So we came to the beach. We'll go north from here and hopefully find the Danes clearing and hopefully find a trail maybe that takes us back from there, because that's quite a bunch of brush coming across through there. Don't know if you can hear these, but
very fun.
There are so many of these little bugs around here. They're just whining.
Sorry?
Yeah, we're over by the Danes farm and found some old 1920s or so vintage automobile parts.
Or tractor.
Yeah.
Tractor parts. Hey, wagon wheel.
And the occasional blue tarp that we run across out here.
And a part of a car.
Parts of cars. Parts of coolers. Oh, it's a car body. Yeah.
Oil pan.
Like we got some rear axle parts here. Rear axle piece over here.
Somebody wasn't wearing their seatbelt. They bent the steering wheel.
Uh-oh.
That's not in bad shape.
Oh, it's got wooden spoke wheels.
Because metal back in the day was real steel.
Yep. Wooden spoke wheels. A couple of the darn trees falling on it though really took it down a bit.
Very cool.
We're easily amused by wood's treasures. Well, we believe we're standing in the Danes farm clearing here. Got some remains of some old car parts out there. There's some log structure laying on the ground here and there. 2 trails go out of here. One goes to the north, the other goes to the west. So just a pretty cool place. We're gonna look around a bit and see what we find. Oh, got a structure. We're gonna go have a look. Well, this is what's left. Got some pretty good solid walls yet, but
Now look at this, isn't it?
that's about it. First time I've ever seen it chinked with plank in between the logs and then concrete on top. That's pretty cute.
That's neat. Did you see this here, Cheesy?
Oh, isn't that neat?
Yeah, maybe a burner top or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really cool.
Like an old gas burner edge. Got all kinds of little metal pieces here and there.
Look,
Carburetor.
This is gas line, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Right there. Gotta shut off.
Trees, as many trees on the inside as we got on the outside. Well, we ran into some of the old cook stove parts, and there's quite an array of them here. There's a little bit of iron laying everywhere just behind the house. Could have been a heating stove and a cook stove right here, but there's quite a few iron parts. And we found the root cellar, two actually. One's down in there underneath a bunch of log structure. This one back here was actually stone sided, and it's about 4.5 to 5 foot deep, pretty well caved in. Wow. Walked into the woods just a little bit looking for the trail on the south end of the farm here, and ran into one of their barns. So everybody's coming in to take a look. And here we are, last day leaving the island, about 10:20. I think charter picks us up at, is it noon?
Yeah, noon. 11, 12 o'clock.
11 to 12. So we ought to be over there in just fine time. We've definitely put the path on this trail this week. We've got it beat down pretty good. I think we've seen 7 snakes since we left the DNR cabin about 5 minutes ago. So they're snakes, but they're moving away every time they see you. Good trip, really good trip.
Spent a week out here having a good time. We're actually waiting for the boat to come in and pick us up.
Still snake every time I hear squirrel bait.
Squirrel bait. Turkey. We did about 40 miles total, I think, over this last week. About 15 miles on trail, or maybe 20 on trail, and about 20 right out through the bushes. And these guys followed me. I questioned their sanity, but they invited me, so it's not my fault.
Still pulling debris out of my pack.
Yes. And your underwear for weeks. Well, Captain Mike's coming back to get us here. He's running the Archipelago Charters, and I'm going to get a card from him and include that in the video when we do our wrap up on it.